The real underbelly of my overthinking is not so much the fear of failure or trying to control. It's the fear that I might be wrong about who I think I am. Like somehow the messy parts of me disqualify me. Like somehow my darkness means that I'm not ready yet. Typically, every time I would make progress, some old shadow would flare up. Laziness, fear, inconsistency, jealousy, some force of sabotage would kind of come in and take control. And I would take that as a cosmic sign that I was somehow still unworthy, somehow still not ready. And that used to mean full stop, done, start over, pivot, something else, something's wrong, set the clock back. And it doesn't anymore. It does not stop me anymore. And what's changing for me is since I'm putting out 2 videos a week, since I'm finally putting my resources out there and helping people with this stuff and not negotiating with myself, I'm inside of a system where my self-concept is updating in real time, whether I'm inspired or not. And I'm realizing that consistency is not about output. Consistency is the crucible where that self-concept, who you think you are, can actually update with all of those shadows and all of that darkness in tow. It drags your darkest parts into the light and it makes them irrelevant. It doesn't erase them, but it turns the volume down on them because they're no longer the formidable, shitty, messy, repressed parts of you that are running the room. They're out where you can see them, therefore they're not as loud, they're not as controlling. And with that type of consistency, it's changing me more than inspiration or perfection or some type of awesome external shift or happening ever could. The dark parts of you are not the enemy. They're just loud because you don't stop and listen to them. That fear and that inadequacy, that jealousy, that inconsistency, that slimy, gross feeling is not a verdict. It's just a familiar survival loop. And the second you just let them exist without trying to kill or fix them, then you actually start carrying the full embodiment of you. And that's when you start actually becoming consistent and not doing consistency. And that's where your overthinking really starts to silence itself. I'm learning that the fundamental fuel of overthinking is the war with those inevitable dark parts of you that, since you're at war with them, continue to be the recycled fuel that stops you in your tracks from moving forward, from approaching that awesome, scary, beautiful thing that you really want to grab a hold of. But even after the overthinking stops, sometimes it's still weird to trust yourself. Sometimes steady feels suspicious. Sometimes your brain still reaches for familiar chaos just to make sure that the world still works the way that it used to. But then it doesn't. Then you learn that it doesn't. It doesn't work the way that it used to because you outgrow that identity of chaos. You outgrow that identity of self-sabotage. Then the dysfunction starts to be really gross. Then the dysfunction starts to be a complete turnoff. And the war with all of your darkness and the war with all of that inconsistency, which used to be the thing that plunged you into temporary inspired action, all of that starts to look cyclical and boring, like some boring, looping hell. You don't need to fix yourself. to move forward. You don't need to believe in yourself as this perfect thing. You just need to stop turning your darkness into a verdict. That's the thing that's fueling your overthinking. These attachments to the identity of being diseased, of being a sabotager, of being an overthinker, of being this chaotic, dysfunctional thing. And that is the thing that fuels the creativity. This costume of tortured creator. It's not sustainable, and it's not the last stop for you. Your shadows will not go away. Your shadows are waiting for you to look at them and listen to them so that you can actually become an integrated thing that isn't fragmented, that doesn't collapse when the noise goes away, that actually drives consistency instead of waiting for something else to push you forward. You internally become this landslide of momentum because you're no longer at war with yourself. If this hits, I dropped a full version of Distorted Self Concept. It's the deeper dive of this. Much love, my friend, and as always, I believe in you.